This is Biomutant. We're here on Xbox Series X taking a look at the game that now has a full proper next generation update. So I covered the game in the past. I actually kind of enjoyed it. I know there were some issues and it's not necessarily the most incredible thing out there, but I think it's pretty fun and a neat little different RPG. Be sure to like the video. Subscribing is great as well. So let's dive into the different visual options that we now have available for the game because they've given us three. And those three, I'd say, some of them are for now, some of them maybe for down the road. So what we're playing on currently is the Unleashed mode. So this is a really cool option. This is quality unlocked. So that's a native 4K, but it's dynamic resolution, that makes sense, up to 60 FPS. So this one is one, oh, it literally says right at the bottom there. That's fantastic. So as many FPS as possible. So that makes it sound like it can go even higher, but we're just gonna say for the the quality of things, we're getting, up to 60 FPS. Yeah. So then we have the performance mode, which is going to be a native 1440p with dynamic resolution scaling. Again, it's funny that it's native but also dynamic at 60 FPS. So maybe their dynamic resolution scaling is more specifically kind of catered to that high level. And then we have native 4K with the quality mode at a stable 30 FPS. Let's switch over to performance mode. So this one, again, you're going to feel the fluidity level, 1440p. It's not bad. So if you have VRR, I would say, maybe give it a whirl to do the quality unleashed because, I think in a lot of situations it's not too bad. If you don't have the VRR and you want something that is definitely going to stay stable and still look pretty good, I think going with the performance mode of the 1440p at 60 is probably a good middle ground. Obviously, it's quite a change in visual fidelity when you go down that much. That is quite a drop in resolution, but it still looks pretty good. Still gives you that frame rate, and it's just going to make sure that you are actually keeping that frame rate smooth and steady the whole way through. And then, of course, we have the quality mode, so the 4K or 4K 30. So, for me, I really, I don't think of 30 FPS as really being next gen. That being said, I do appreciate when we do get the option, at least, to have, that really maxed out choice. There's also faster load times, there's HDR support, which is nice, and yeah, it's just kind of giving you options. And I think a game like this, one that I don't necessarily think of as perhaps being, super well known. I still, again, I think it was kind of fun and kind of cool. It's great that they went and they actually did this sort of update to the game. I do thoroughly appreciate that. So for me, the 4K 30 kind of thing, not really what I would say is my go-to. I would personally dive in with the VRR enabled option, do quality unlocked, and kind of go from there. But if you do want to make sure that you are not having any sort of problems and the game's still looking good and still balanced, the performance mode is more than a fine option at 1440p 60. I really do think that is the case. But, personal opinion on things, different thoughts on stuff, it's really going to, you're gonna make your choices here or there on stuff like that, and it's gonna be really up to the individual and what they want to experience and everything, and it makes sense. So we've got all these different places that we can go. Let's fast travel all the way over here to this location, just so we can get a glimpse at how fast the game is loading now. And again, believe it or not, it is faster. It is a lot quicker to get to places. It still takes, a number of seconds, and it's probably gonna your experience is going to vary a bit based on how far you're going and everything like that too, but just kind of trying to give you a feel for different spots. Can we actually, yeah, the Pichu Forest, let's go over there. And it's just kind of being like, hey, we're loading across the map. Let's take a look at how long this takes. And it really is quite a marketable upgrade in regards to how quick things are. So you make your own custom little character and whatnot, and you know, you kind of go out and you gain these different abilities, and it's got like some comic-esque sort of elements to it gameplay-wise in regards to like how it looks and how it feels and how it plays. And then you've got an open world that you continue to explore, and you need to basically deal with these differing factions as you then go and fight these like boss-type monsters. And you know, there's quite a lot to it, to be honest. There really is a lot going on. The dead zone. I don't know if I want to go to the dead zone. Okay, let's go. I don't want to go to the Subnautica station. Let's see. I thought this was a fast travel point because it's gold. No, that one's fast travel. About the forest here. Let's go to the fortress. I think that's kind of a good little spot to go from, and then we'll head out into the open world a bit more to hopefully get some conflict and whatnot going. But I'm kind of trying to show off again the time and everything like that. And it is like dynamic in the world. Like I think honestly for me, just getting, you know, this higher level of like fluidity and stuff is really quite awesome. Can't spawn my transport here. Come on. This is ridiculous. I wonder, will they open the gates? Oh, thank you. Yeah. Really is just like, for me it is quite an upgrade to the experience that I kind of enjoyed this game. I thought it was good. Was it mind-blowing in every way? Maybe not, but it was still a pretty enjoyable game. It still had some good moments to it, some surprises. You got your own little quirky character you get to enjoy. I thought it was fun. Let's do the, let's get the M-Jet here. I love this thing. It's like this really crazy looking monster. It's kind of fun. And if you didn't realize that we're on the performance mode here, I'm going to try to get into a little bit of trouble too as we explore the open world here. I do think it provides a good amount of gameplay time though, and there's like side missions you can take part in and things you can scavenge and whatnot. I don't know how necessarily like mind-blowing this is for everyone visually. I want to also mention that I think the pop-in has been handled a lot better. You're seeing the grass appear over there. I guess if you stand in one spot, is that more of like, I think that's the shadowing. Sorry, it's hard to tell because it's nighttime and I wasn't looking for it earlier. But I do think the rendering and whatnot in the environment's a bit better too on this one. I genuinely do appreciate an upgrade like this. I think that is, you know, really such a nice touch. And then, of course, I'm just trying to switch between the different modes so you can get a little bit of a feel for what they offer and stuff like that. And then going to 30 FPS, which has been like the default for last gen for open world games, basically. It's nice to... It honestly is nice to move away from that, but if you want to go and do that, you know, it's not the worst experience, and it does look very visually quite kind of good. But I would say, you know, I've gone over the different sort of options for you in regards to what kind of choices are out there. I guess I would say the world itself, if you're not familiar with the Biomutant landscape, you know, it's a human world where things are just kind of like lost, and you know, it's sort of fallen apart, and you are, you know, you're kind of adventuring through it, and you're discovering lost things and visiting old places for beyond, and you know, obviously the creatures have all left their mark in this territory. You really can see, that's the thing for me, is like, you know, some people will be like, oh, I can't tell the difference between 60 and 30 and blah blah blah, but I think when you actually switch like on the fly like that, it is such a clear indicator of like a change in fluidity. Like it really just like feels and looks instantly smoother. At least I think it does. I think it's pretty clear there. Trying to think if there's any spots I haven't really kind of conquered along the way. Sorry, like I've done, you know, I've done so much of this over time. I wonder if this is actually like a new spot I haven't visited. Let's dive off our little buddy here. Can we mark this? I think this is like a tower thing we're supposed to mark. Anyways, get down into this. You also need to be able to deal with like different things in different scenarios. Hello there. I will pet and keep this creature. You are mine. Oh, there's also a like, I guess you would, because you need a different, I remember this, you need different armor for different types of places that you go. So it'd be like heat warning, you gotta have like your heat suit and blah blah blah. Yeah, no, I got that. And then there's New Game Plus now, so if you've kind of been wanting to do a little bit more of an advanced play, that option is present. Kind of an almost essential thing, you would say, for RPG type things, right? Yeah. Can I attract you over here with this? And that's that comic-like style when you're doing like your shots and whatnot. And your blasts in there.
Juice station. Still the best place to search for go juice.
And you gotta like look for supplies. Ugh. Oh, a rotational puzzle. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I want to show off a little bit of combat. So you can see what that's all about. That's a little bit of a zip attack. You shoot your little bunny things. I'm out of attack stuff. Okay. Yeah, that thing taught me a quick lesson. So there is a bit more to the combat system than some might expect. Ugh.
This won't be a field trip. It's the
There we go, that's a little bit of gear. Resource totem. Oh yeah, the resource totem, and then the old world gadget. Can I actually grab this right now, or am I just locked on? I remember you're supposed to shoot these.
Metal scrap. That's the good stuff.
Yeah, okay. The clanks. And then there's the old world gadget. Might be this thing. I'm just trying to figure out what else in the vicinity I need to scavenge. And yes, believe it or not, I have actually finished the entirety of this experience. Bio points, that's nice. I feel like fire isn't the best thing to fight this thing with. Yeah. I don't know if any of that's going to help any. The environmental damage. Oh yeah, I'm burning alive. Ugh. You can't let the heat get to you. Otherwise, that's going to kill you. And I do have the other armor and stuff, and then I just have to equip things, but nah, I don't care that much. We're just going to get out of here. It is nice that it does load so much faster, though. Oh, I gotta re-grab. Okay, we're just gonna quickly re-grab that gadget. And then we are going to just hightail it out of here. Don't notice me, guys. Just a little critter out here. Doing my own thing. Burning alive in the heat zone. It is smoldering in here. Oh crap, I should have done the quick healer, went back into place. That was pretty dumb of me. Okay, I'm totally getting sidetracked here, but it's a pretty cool game. It's kind of neat. It's got some different vibes to it. It's got some different environmental things you gotta deal with. There were some, like, you know, bugs here or there, some problems here or there, but for the most part, it is pretty easygoing and enjoyable, and I think you can have some fun with it, and it's just like a really quirky kind of, you know, Kung-Fu-esque sort of combat game with a bit of a comic sort of overlay element to it, which is quite neat. And yeah, I think for a lot of people it's you know, kind of something that just is very, very distinct. I know there was a lot of, I think at the time there was quite a lot of hype around this one gameplay wise. A lot of people were very much looking forward to it. I don't know if it fully lived up to everybody's expectations for sure, but I certainly did still enjoy it for what it had to offer.
Spot that fixer-upper? Got to be something worthwhile in it.
Old world body shaper. So many little secrets to find.
Get on it and run fast as you can.
And then you've got your narrator dude, which is kind of fun. He's just like
the wind.
Yeah, little background thing. The run board. Yeah, it's kind of neat visiting these old places of where everything fell apart and stuff. Well, I'm assuming most of the enemies here are actually pretty high-tiered and whatnot. Yeah. I don't think we're necessarily headed in that direction. It's more about showing things off and getting you a feel for the different spots and whatnot like that. Performance mode. Oh, fluidity. The fixer-upper. See, this is almost like territory that I haven't even necessarily visited and whatnot. Ear diff. Oh, this is the little town area thing, and oh man. Yeah, and there's like quirky little character stuff that you come across. Like you've got a whole host of different weird, bizarre individuals that you can kind of get to know and whatnot. Guess I should have destroyed that other totem. Whatever. What's a few points here or there? I don't know, it's just kind of like a charming little world, and I think it really does, at least to me, come alive a lot more with having new visual settings and options. I don't know if the quality mode unlocked is really...
proper junk depot. Just
you know, I don't think that one takes away from things too much. Oh jeez. And I have been grabbed. I have been double grabbed. But it's got like this sort of like free-flowing kind of cartoony combat to it. It'll either be something you enjoy or something you find a bit too weird. You're fighting like literal bio mutant monster things, which is kind of funny. Yeah. I think these guys don't necessarily take a lot of damage, but it's more about them kind of fighting you while others are fighting you as well.
shot through.
You just gotta keep on the pressure. And that guy keeps just like barrel running right at you. There we go. I love the little cartoony bits about it too. Like it's just like such a strange kind of different take on combat, if that makes sense. Like it's so almost peculiar. Quality unlocked. I think almost like a next-gen console will really get the most out of this mode. I do love future-proofing for games. I think it's such a great idea on console stuff. At the same time, I wouldn't really say that this is like an unplayable option now. And it does really look good. I think VRR will also mostly clean up things for you. Like I've been saying for a while. Whoa, where did you come from? Causing problems for me as I'm here just trying to scavenge things out. And just kick that other thing out of the way. That's funny. It's a three-way battle to the death, what can I say?
You're in pain.
I'm in pain. Yeah, no, I definitely can feel that. It would appear that you guys have all fallen and you can't get up.
Care for
it. We found more random junk. That's what I'm talking about, right, giant creature thing? Giant creature thing knows what's up. Nah, it's really nice to be back in this one. I found it quirky and weird and fun and kind of exciting and different. It, again, RPG-wise, I don't know if it'll be for everyone, but I do remember fondly kind of diving in here and being like, oh, this is cool. This is neat. I think I actually streamed some of this, or a good chunk of it as well, at the time, or was like able to show it off early and did. Superb loot. Oh, yeah. That's the kind of loot you want to come back for. There's this other superb loot.